Hallelujah. Well, after watching the first video, I didn't really see too much to comment on because I had no idea Shay had a calling on her life. Just like she had no idea that I had a calling on my life. So we didn't, I didn't really have too much to say about that. But speaking of callings, I did call my mother to let her know I was studying to be a minister and that God has a name. And she told me she knew God had a name. And I asked her why she didn't tell me, because I would have expected her to have told me something of that level of importance. And she told me that she had just found out a week or two prior and she was still learning it. Okay, so then she tells me that a prophet had come to her church and prophesied that she would have 3 generations of male preachers. That was news to me because I had just discovered I was going to be a preacher, I should say a minister. I don't like the word preacher because I don't like to preach. I prefer to teach the gospel, to share what I have learned. I'm not comfortable preaching. I don't feel like, I don't know, that's just not me. I'd rather teach. My preference is just to teach, just share what I've learned. That I can do easily, I can do that. So, speaking of my mother, she's actually a pastor. And she's a pastor of a church in Detroit, Michigan. And my sister was also a pastor and a reverend. She was married to a pastor and they had their own congregation. But I want to talk about my mother because she has told me that she has seen spirits from time to time. Me, I never have. I talked to my sister. I know that she can tell when someone is sickly or about to die because she sees an aura around them, or like a skull and crossbones above their head. And it's like she just knows when she sees that something isn't right and that they're not well and that they won't be here that long. But I digress on that. I just wanted to give a little background on my family because so many of us are in the church. My grandmother was in the church and kept us in the church. My grandmother, she was a treasurer, but her brother was the pastor. He was the pastor of the church. He had 2 sons. They were both reverends as well. And they had another brother who was also a pastor, and his sons were pastors as well. So as far back as I can remember, it seems like my family has been in service doing kingdom work. I've never tried to go back further than my grandmother. I never met anyone senior or older than her. And I didn't get a chance to talk to her too much about our family tree. So I have to do my own research to find out if there's anything to that, how long we've been serving. But that's about all I have for today's video, which isn't much. And I really just want to get through these commentaries as quickly as I possibly can so I can get to my area of expertise, which is preaching the gospel. I should say teaching the gospel. And with that, I say hallelujah.